Hey YouTube, this is Scarecrow Kaiser. So, I'm out of work now. And earlier you might have seen my video that I posted in a quick hurry. If you haven't, go to it now just to see what's in the deck. Not that you can't see it right here. But this will be a longer talk about the deck and how the tournament went. So, first I'm going to go through the deck. This trigger lineup, the reason I have the 6 crit, 3 draw, 3 stand, 4 heal. Stand triggers very good in this deck because this deck is kind of focused on the collaboration of these two cards here, and this card being your biggest weapon of the deck. Being able to stand Alice multiple times using Sarah and the stand triggers and giving Alice multiple chances to hit is a big reason why the deck did so well and how it's meant to be played, like this version. So yeah, like my opponent would always save their resources to deal with Alice, but then when she'd get multiple chances to hit, and when she'd hit, a lot of things would happen. So for the grade 1s, 3 Trapeze, 4 Hypnotist, 3 Bicorn, 4 Bunny. And while I'm talking about that, you'll notice it'll also, I'll go over the grade 2s. There's no Beast Tamers in here. That would probably be a question a lot of people would ask. Why is that not in here? Reason. I feel like the dedication that goes into playing them diverts from the combos of the deck and stuff that I want to pull off, and it's not really necessary. In this build, if I have the Beast Tamers in here, it doesn't really accomplish anything unless they're teamed up together, because the 9K Turquoise teamed up with anybody in the deck, it doesn't matter who she teams up with. It doesn't change anything unless she's teamed up with her, which once I get one of her in the soul, there's only 3 of her anyway. And then her teamed up with any of these boosters, it doesn't make a difference. So I'm not running them because they're only going to team up with each other for something special in this build. So it's kind of pointless. And yeah, so that's why there's the 4 Bunny and the 3 Bicorn. There's 4 Bunny because Bunny is freaking ridiculously busted in this deck. It's a boosting Alice. It's not quite as good as Alice, but it's still very good, especially when you team her up with Sarah to make a 20k Vanguard column that if it hits it can tag out and start the combos using Trapeze from the soul. And the Bicorn is in there to, if I'm going up against certain decks like Nova Grapplers, the Bicorn can team up with Sarah for a 21 column, and it can team up with the Dancing Prince if need said be to make her a 16k column. And as for the grade 2s, this is since I'm not playing the Beast Tamers, this card is still very important to the deck. Its main job is to put Trapeze in the soul so that the tag circus combos can go off. And if not that, if I ride this turn 1, sometimes I'll use it to put Bunny in the soul so that the starter Girl Who Crosses the Gap can change into Bunny. So I'll have my Bunny Sarah combo. And as for Carrie, people are probably asking why Carrie. That's a good question. Her counterblast is very high, and her effect is not that helpful for the deck. So why Carrie? It's funny you ask. I had the first impression of Carrie as well, that I probably wasn't going to play it. But it turned out that I was wrong. This card has actually been better than I thought it would be. And it's not for the reason you would probably assume. There's a couple of reasons. One, it's stronger than Mirror Demon. Mirror Demon, he's got an amazing effect. He's a grade 2 Alice. This card's entire downfall, though, is that it's just 8k. It's very weak. And at first, if you look at my original build, I had him in there, but he just turned out to be way too weak for the deck. And so we were trying to find something else to play over top of him, and we decided to just randomly throw in Carrie, see how it did, it turned out to be much better than we ever expected. We don't use Carrie for her effect that often. Mostly she's just the 9K, and second, she's an attack lightning rod. Like Mirror Demon or any other card would be, when this card's out there, your opponent tends to want to attack it because they don't want it out there in case it can counterblast and draw 2. It tends to attract the opponent's attention. And a card that just attracts the opponent's attention away from the Vanguard, it's usually pretty good. I'm not that attached to Carrie, so when they go after her, I usually don't care if she dies. But that's just how it works out. And every now and then her effect, like if I'm falling behind or if I just have extra counterblast ready, her effect actually is relevant. And as for the grade 3s, that's pretty much self-explanatory. Alice and Sarah are like meant for each other. They team up. The only weakness is fighting against like 11Ks tends to be hard, but as I said, how my tournament went, it's a pretty competitive tournament. Brandon Smith, who's the first place undefeated champion of Toronto Regionals, and Brandon Bessinelli, who's the undefeated champion of Chicago Regionals. They both play. They're both friends of mine. I play them on a regular basis. I play them almost every tournament I go to. And round 2, I had to play Smith. And then in top 8, I beat Bassinelli. And they were all. And out of the tournament, I ran against round 1, playing against Gold Paladin, Duke Dragon, etc. And then round 2, I played against Gold Paladin, Brandon Smith. Round 3, I played against Gold Paladin. Round 4, I played against Dark Irregulars. Round 4, I played against. What was that round 4? It was Golds, Dark Irregulars, Spike Brothers. I'm missing one of the rounds. I can't remember what it was. I think it was another Spike Brothers. And then in top 8, I played against Brandon Bessinelli's Gold Paladins with Duke Dragon. The 11K made it a little bit more challenging, but not that impossible. In fact, I 2-0'd Bassinelli in the top 8. So, because someone asked about the level of competition, and there's good competition there. We have like 20, sometimes up to toward 30 people in our region, in our locals, every Friday there, and so it's pretty good. Not to mention I have like 2 other locals that I play at. 4 now actually, but yeah. So I hope that is a more in-depth like explanation than the quick video I made earlier and such. So hope you enjoy it, and yeah, the deck did very good.